Around 3 months ago, the new Call of Duty would be released to a lot of attention and divided audience reaction. So today, I bring it upon myself to do as like 100 others have probably already did and give my own take on the game. I'm Alex Lackey on 08, and let's do this. Starting off somewhere simple, we find ourselves in the single player. Modern Warfare 2 is working off the ending and storyline of MW 2019 and the original Warzone game mode, where we find ourselves as the new iteration of Ghost, whose mission is to help take out some random terrorists and Russians with the use of some less conventional tactics.
Target destroyed.
After this short but nice intro, we find out sometime later that another random terrorist character is pissed, along with the audience getting to see the reboot's iteration of General Shepard. This brings in all of the future events of the game that focus around capturing the main bad guy and hunting down some random missiles that we see used at the start of the game. Obviously, it's a very oversimplified explanation of the story, but I'm attempting to focus on the main attraction this time around, which is, thankfully, the gameplay, missions, and characters. Let's start with the gameplay of it first. The gameplay within this new entry of the series offers a standard loop of pop into cover and shoot, but we are also able to play in short stealth sections that are great highlights. It even gets to play in more unique scenarios like room-to-room combat you get to do in Recon by Fire. There are also new inclusions here that I personally appreciate, such as armored enemies and the vehicles from Warzone. I personally think that these features help the player get adapted to them so that they will be able to use them by the time they play the other modes, and also offer a more challenging experience within the campaign that I also really like because for the longest time it has felt like the single players were piss-easy experiences that had unequal balance across the difficulties. From Recruit to Hardened, it would be easier than wanking, but as soon as you went up to Veteran, it became a slog. But thankfully, here it feels like the difficulties are more balanced to offer a better experience at each of them. In fact, the campaign in general feels more challenging, even at lower ranks like regular, which, like I've stated before, I do enjoy. Moving on to the missions, we are met with a large variety across 17, I think it is, unique operations that take place across a diverse range of terrains. I've already spent a short minute praising the gameplay that these missions are able to offer, so I'd like to spend another praising the spectacular looking locations we fight at. Each one is very distinct and make the missions as memorable as they are. For example, while the road in that one driving mission is comically long, it takes us through an expansive journey throughout the desert and small towns that inhabit it. Basically, I'm attempting to say that the visual designers did a great job this time around. Now I am brought to the characters of the game, which does unfortunately come out as a mixed bag. There are some undoubtedly memorable performances such as Samuel Rookin as Ghost and Barry Sloan returning for the role of this reboot's Captain Price, but then there are characters such as Hassan who, while the actors didn't do a bad job, the character is written in such a basic way that you could just call him bad guy and it would tell you everything you need to know and are going to see while playing. This sorta contributes to the other problem in the game mode this time around. The story is kind of half-assed. Now, I'm not trying to shame the writing as the worst thing ever, but the actual plot of the campaign this time around comes out as an incredibly contrived sequence of events that come after killing faceless bad person numero I don't even fucking know at this point. These events include finding out about some random missiles the new bad guy has, hunting down the bad guy, capturing him, and then releasing him for some goddamn reason. Alright, going after more missiles, and finally, killing new bad guy after he was barely in the game. This is all ignoring the plot with Shepard's Shadow Company and the random betrayal about halfway through the game, which I am sure you already have your own opinions about. So I had gotten into a bit of a tangent there, but ultimately, how do I feel about the campaign section of the new MW? Well, I still consider myself more positive of it. While a slight flop in the storytelling, especially compared to its contemporary from 2019, I feel it focuses on more engaging gameplay sections sprinkled in with fun characters this time around, offering an experience I do recommend. On the critic rating I'd give it a nice 7.5 out of 10. Now with all of this covered, it's time to look at the main course of these games. Ladies and males, it's multiplayer time. Yes, and that's all I do.